All right, how does it feel to get the win, especially away from home?
Brilliant win, tough place to come this. One of the form teams in the league. Good side, and conditions played a massive part in the game today. It's blowing from one end to the other, and I think both teams were dropping it in the opposition's box from one end to the other in their own half. Um, but the character we've shown today, hats off to the players. Unbelievable effort. 2-0 up. We were saying, me and Hoodie, about we felt we needed more because the win was that effective for us first half. We knew that they've got players that could turn that wind into, a big part of the game, and they did. And they got back to 2-2, but the character from our players, honestly, I can't say enough about them. To go, away from home, 2-2, like, not pressure, but the desire to try and go and win things and finish as high as you can. They just stepped on the gas, and I thought the last 15, 20 minutes we were brilliant. We scored two of the best goals we've scored this season. Some great little play down the same side, and it's a fantastic win for the players. But we're just looking to next week now. We're not bothered about anyone else. We've just said from day one we'll look after ourselves and see what happens.
After they scored the second one and equalised, how are you and the bench feeling?
Disappointed, because I thought for 15 minutes we were comfortable after half time, because we did think about changing it, and going to a back five just to get that extra body in the back line. But they scored, and then they scored quickly again. So we just kind of said to the players, just keep doing what you're doing. But in hindsight, should we have gone to a back five at half time, or after that 15-minute spell? Maybe not. But on the flip side of that, we've kept the same shape and then gone and scored another couple because we were a threat down the sides, which we wanted to keep. We didn't want to drop off and invite them on because we knew they'd create chances. And I don't think Isaac's had loads to do. They've scored a couple of goals, but they've not like peppered Isaac. And we've had some good chances, like especially first half. We've had a couple of chances which probably expect to take, and then second half, two great finishes.
So Gary Martin got man of the match, of course. 2 goals again today, 25 on the air. How good was he today?
Brilliant, best in the league, guys. I get on at him at times because I know how good he is, and I demand from him that he's our leader up there. And I know if I push him, he'll be rewarded like he has. And he's been outstanding for us, but he's got some big games to come. So we need to look after him during the week, and he looks after himself, to be fair. But I skipper today, and I thought drove when we come back to 2-2, he drove us forward, and I think the whole group of players all stood up, and no one had a bad game. No one did anything wrong. Just when you come to places like this, especially in conditions like that, you're going to get the odd bounce that doesn't go your way. And all the players stood up, were counted for, and I'm so proud of them, to be honest, today.
So it's 7 games unbeaten now. How does this kind of form help the team going into the last 2 games of the season?
Yeah, we've got 2 cup finals plus at least another one. And we said, what was it, 5 games ago, about can we build some momentum towards the end of the season? And then, if we're going into the end of the season in good form, it takes us into the playoffs in some reasonable form. I know it doesn't really matter, but if we can have some confidence within the dressing room and the team, I think that helps. So they've been outstanding all season, to be honest, not just the last 7 games. The desire to, as a group of lads in the dressing room, to win games is outstanding. So, yeah, hats off to the players. They've been brilliant, especially this last 7 games.
What was happening on the touchline on the first half, second half? It felt like
it weren't nothing between the two dugouts. To be fair, it's obviously you get fans that give you a bit of jip and whatnot, but I think it was more a frustration with Obviously, I think they felt the officiating on their part wasn't great, which is fair enough. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. We, I thought we dealt with it really well today because, yeah, um, I've learned not to get on the refs, I think, especially this year, because it's a hard job, don't get me wrong, and they get things wrong. And I've learned to stay off them. And obviously, I think there wasn't nothing, no bad blood between the two dugouts. I thought, we've got to respect with each other. Obviously, I know the manager quite well from coming up against him the last few years, and they're a decent side. And I think it was just two good teams trying to have a go at each other.
Any message for the fans for the last two games?
Being out, that today is brilliant. Yeah, hear the chanting at the final whistle, smiles on faces, and that's what I want to bring to the club. I want people to enjoy themselves. That's why I'm here. That's why I try and create an environment for everyone to enjoy the football, win, lose or draw. But they've been not just like the last couple of games, brilliant. The crowds we've had at home in recent weeks. But to see that travel today in that top corner when we see them 2 goals going in, yeah, puts a big smile on your face, and I'm a happy manager of the club.
That's it.